Michael. I'm wondering what are your attitudes towards family members when they come in, if they come in to talk about their loved one. What would you kind of want, what kind of information would you want to have from them? And on the flip side of that, if the mentally ill person is willing, what do you kind of feel any the desire to sort of tell them something, or their responsibility to kind of tell them something?
I am a big fan of information. Or if I'm a clinician working with an individual, I need to get a lot of information from the person I'm working with. It's also helpful to have collateral information from other people, from loved ones, who are involved with the person that I am attempting to care for, to, as much as possible, round out the picture, which helps me kind of with diagnoses, but also with treatment. So sharing information that I'll usually start with an open-ended question, tell me what you think is relevant. What's going on? What are you seeing? Just so that I can start to then ask some follow-up questions. The other part of that is that a social support network is treatment. Medicines are treatment, therapies are treatment. Having some social cohesion and being part of a connectedness to others is treatment. One of the things we've kind of learned over a number of years in the public sector of mental health is that morbidity, problems functioning in life, and even death, dying earlier than the general population, increases for people who don't have social cohesion, family networks. So I do think that's important. In any way we as clinicians can partner with that network, I think that really can be helpful. It's kind of a broad answer. You got any other specifics?
Yeah, the other thing I would add, particularly if I'm dealing with a younger person and I can meet with older family members, they will sometimes know family history that the patient, him or herself, doesn't know. Now, in some situations, that is not necessary. You look at the patient, you know what's wrong, et cetera, et cetera. But particularly when there's diagnostic mysteries or when there's therapeutic mysteries, knowing that Uncle Charlie had this history of all these crazy high periods, pardon the word crazy, but that's what the word you often hear from family members. They'll talk about stuff like that. There was odd Uncle Charlie, and Uncle Charlie really got sick for 3 months, and then he seemed to come out of it. And then 2 years later, the same thing happened again. Well, that smells of a bipolar pattern, and although you don't necessarily know that for sure, when you're trying to figure out what's wrong with the patient that you're dealing with, to know that there's this family history, which the patient can't tell you because the patient doesn't know it, can sometimes be helpful. Also, treatment's the same thing. These are not ironclad rules, but if somebody says to me, my brother has bipolar disorder and lithium has done wonders for him, lithium might or might not be the first thing I would choose to treat knowing nothing else. But if you got a brother with bipolar disorder who's responded to lithium, you get lithium unless you can convince me not to give it to you. Period.